All right, guys. Hey, she's back. Yeah, long story. So me and the kids were messing with this old Rochelle. This is the pink one out on the porch, and because I pulled it because it had started leaking. At least I thought it started leaking. Lo and behold, today by experimenting with it on the porch, we were trying some different things with it. I found where it was actually leaking, and it was not a crack. I'll show you. On these Rochelles, there's this tube here on the fill valve. There's a plastic sleeve that goes through the bottom of the tank. And because that, the valve has that stem that goes down through there where your water line hooks up to it. There's a nut down there on the bottom of that tube, and I hadn't took the tube out. All I did was pull all the guts out of this toilet. Everything was out of it. But I did not take the sleeve out yet because I was going to try a different flapper in there. We were doing some experiments with it. I put the flapper assembly for the Kohler Rochelle in here to see if that would work, and we were doing some experiments. I put the garden hose in here, filled it up, and then I started seeing water dripping underneath there, and I'm like, well, where's that water coming from? Because it's on this side. And I said, there's nothing there, and the tank's not overflowing out of the holes. So I got under there and looked, and it was the sleeve, there's a brass nut down the bottom of this sleeve tube here that was loose. I gave it a crank with my vice grips, well, it wasn't vice grips, I had a pair of channel lock pliers, and it was like one whole turn to tighten that up. And that stopped it from dripping. The water was coming out of the bottom of that and kind of running over and dropping off the bottom of the tank, and I thought it was that cracked, and it's not. Actually, that crack only goes to here. It's a real thin hairline crack. The water line's down here, nowhere near that. And it is sealed in the back, so that's an old crack already from the original bust, because I forgot I have sealant on the back of that anyway, so that was nothing to do with this. So the toilet did not fail. That nut was loose. Probably what happened when I was replacing that plunger down there, the flapper ball, I guess bumping the valve, moving it around, it moved that sleeve around because that leak developed shortly after I did that. So we decided to put everything back. Let me show you guys what I'd put in there, though, for an experiment. I used this. I took the silicone off here. Remember, I had this in the case for a while. And this works well on the Rochelle. I hooked it up in there and tightened it down. I hooked up the chain I put the handle back in and hooked it up to the chain. And so the tank would fill up so we could do some flush tests with it, and it flushed fine. But like I said, I started noticing water on the bottom, and it was that nut on the bottom of that sleeve that was loose. That was all it was. There was nothing wrong with the toilet. Everything that I sealed up was fine. And of course the kids were yelling, put it back, put it back, put it back, please put it back in. And I had just put the white Rochelle in here just, what, a week ago? 2 weeks ago? Week ago? So nonetheless, because it's pink, kids had to have it back in the bathroom. So that's what I get for doing some experiments and finding the problem and fixing it. That's fine, though. All right, but this is going to stay for a while this time. Let's do a flush test with it and throw some paper in there. Why not? Yeah, there we are. All right, here we go, guys. She's back in service. Not bad. All right, well, there you have it, guys. Let's see how long it lasts this time. Again, the crack was not anything to do with the leak. It was that stupid little plastic sleeve that the valve goes down through. The nut was a little loose on the bottom of the tank. Oh, that's all it was. If I'd have noticed that from the beginning, I wouldn't have had to pull it out. All right, thanks for watching, guys.